Be ready? Start. While answering point number 1, it has been found that the respondent has constructed a building having 99 rooms on the new bypass road and all those rooms are lying vacant only for the reason that construction of the building is not complete. The claim of the appellant that the vacant space is available in the possession of the respondent cannot be ignored. It has also come in evidence that vacant shop rooms are available in the new building belonging to the petitioner at the time of filing the petition. It was only after the institution of the petition that the respondent would release his right in the building to his children. Here is a fight between a landlord, a person having 100 rooms at his disposal, and a tenant who is conducting a petty textile business. So, without much hesitation, it can be found that the hardship that would be caused to the appellant would necessarily outweigh the advantage obtained by the respondent on eviction of the appellant from the petition schedule shop rooms. The lower court has observed that the tenant has vacant rooms available in the locality to shift his business. It is true that there is no convincing evidence before the court to show that the vacant rooms are not available in the locality to shift the business being run in the petition schedule shop rooms. For the failure on the part of the appellant to prove that vacant rooms are not available in the locality to shift the business, it cannot be said that the hardship that would be caused to him would not outweigh the advantage that would be received by the landlord. The lower court has also observed that the building belonging to one Abdul Rahman is in the occupation of the tenant. This observation has been made by the lower court relying on the inconsistency in the stand taken by the tenant. In the counter, what has been stated is that the said room in the building owned by Abdul Rahman was taken on lease by his mother-in-law. But in the evidence, the stand taken by the appellant is that it was taken on lease by one Pramila and he used to keep his textile goods in the said room when space in the petition schedule shop rooms is not sufficient, especially during festival occasions, to meet the addition of such of demand. I am of the view that only for this inconsistency the case of the respondent that the appellant is in occupation of the room in the building owned by Abdul Rahman cannot be accepted. What has been stated by the tenant when he was examined as RW1 in the lower court is that when there was huge stock which could not be kept in the petition schedule shop rooms, he used to keep the stock in the room situated in the building owned by Abdul Rahman on a temporary basis. He also would speak that like this he used to keep the stock in trade in some other rooms Also, for there is a lack of space in the petition schedule shop room in the festival season. Anyway, from this evidence, it cannot be said that the appellant is in vacant possession of another room which is suitable for the business being conducted in the petition schedule shop rooms. So, I find that the lower court is not at all justified in finding that the hardship that would be caused to the tenant would not outweigh the advantage that would be received by the landlord on getting eviction of the petition schedule premises. So, I find that the order of eviction passed by the trial court is liable to be set aside. In a revision petition filed by the respondent landlord under Section 20, the Kerala Rent Control Act, the High Court interfered with the findings of fact by the appellate authority by posing two questions before itself, namely, what is the scope and extent of enquiry under section 11 within bracket 8 of the Act. 2. Where the landlord is occupying a part of the building in which the petition schedule building is situated, whether the availability of other vacant room in his possession in any other building would negative his claim under the Act. After stating that section 11 within bracket 8 of the Kerala Rent Control Act speaks of vacant space or rooms in the same building, it was held that the appellate authority was wrong in considering vacant rooms in other buildings. So far as the Commissioner's report was concerned, the High Court reiterated the findings of the trial court, stating that the Commissioner had not reported the availability of any vacant room and that the burden is on the tenant to show that the landlord had in his possession other vacant rooms. So far as Exhibit B3 being the Building Tax Assessment Register is concerned, it was held that the entries in the said register cannot be taken as conclusive proof and must therefore be discarded.